Okay. I'm going to make this super quick. So for this class, you are writing a full-length DBQ. The point of this is to practice for the mock exam, for the real AP exam, which is just going to be a DBQ. So I want you to write one. I want you to time yourself, and then I'm going to give you some feedback. At most, you should be spending 60 minutes on this DBQ. In fact, you can erase some minutes if you want from listening to this video. I don't want you going past 60 minutes, one, for your own sanity, but two, you're not practicing writing if you're going to take this long to write a DBQ. I want to emphasize that this is a rough draft. So you're giving me a rough draft under time constraints, and then I'm going to read it and give you some feedback, and you'll do revisions on it. So I'm going to go through a couple things, just make sure you get this, and here we go. Okay, so what I've posted with this is also a planning page. It looks kind of similar to what you've seen before. So you have, you can break down the prompt, write your thesis statement here. You can brainstorm for context. Here's some stuff about documents and what you need to use. And then at the bottom, you're going to write your DBQ. The planning is not mandatory. It's helpful, but if you're spending too much time planning and not enough time writing, that's not going to help. So for this round, don't stress about things being wrong. Don't stress about the structure. Don't stress if it doesn't make sense, because I'm going to give you feedback. Obviously, if you turn in something that you clearly didn't try on, the feedback's going to be a lot. But the best you can do for yourself is make sure you get that prompt, get your thesis down, and just start writing and trying to use those documents. I'm not going to help you during the planning stage. Obviously, if you're really, really struggling, you can email me, but that's just going to take more time away from you actually getting into writing. So I want you to practice your timing. I will give you feedback when you turn in your draft. So how this will work is you're going to get your automatic 100 for turning in a draft as long as it looks like you attempted a DBQ, 3 body paragraphs, your intro and conclusion, all that fun stuff. I will just give you 100 for that. And then I'm going to take the time to comb through it and give you some feedback so you can go back in and fix things. We kind of prepped for this a little bit with your document analysis assignment from Friday. And those of you who did it, the biggest feedback points, you were either told to work on historical context with your documents or the depth of analysis. So I would have my feedback given to you up so you know what I'm looking for when you're analyzing your documents in your body paragraphs. Big things here, don't use the internet at all. Not to look up a document, not to look up a person, nothing. I can tell when you do it. So for those documents, I could tell a lot of you looked up that cartoon because you gave me a definition for public domain. That was just the title. So I don't need that. Get what I mean? That's not going to help you. You can't do that on the real exam. I really, really mean it. That's going to be my biggest point, my biggest irritation, is if I see people Googling things. You can and you should use your Conel notes, though. So I intentionally try to plan information that I give you so that you can make sure you get things done and you have enough things to do. So I would have those notes up as you're writing, especially when you're getting to the context part and then the document analysis part. Cool. So time yourself. Don't go beyond 60 minutes. I want to see what you can do in 60 minutes. I want you to give me a good product in 60 minutes. That doesn't mean you can just turn in an intro paragraph. I know all of y'all can write something better than an intro paragraph in 60 minutes. I want to see what you can do. Obviously, if you're going to look at your phone and watch TV at the same time, you're not going to get much done in 60 minutes. You're not really practicing this. It's just going to be rough. Make sure you click turn in on the planning document because you're writing your DBQ down here. I'll give you feedback and then we'll do revisions. My goal is to have feedback because I'm going to take the time to really comb through it, is to get that all to you by April 27th. So that Wednesday class, we just focus on doing revisions. And then finally, the DBQ is here. So you're doing this prompt where it says 1, and then you have all of your documents here. Some of them you saw if you did the document analysis thing. Obviously, you're going to ignore part B because that has nothing to do with the DBQ. So you're ending on page 6. This last thing should go without saying, hopefully. But because you can see when this was released, you will be able to look up online what other people wrote. I also will be able to look up online what other people wrote. In fact, I'm downloading all of that right now and looking it over myself so I can see if you used it or not. Plagiarism will guarantee a 0. And this is going to be like a double graded assignment. So 100 just for turning it in, which if it's plagiarized, it's going to be a 0. And then a 0 because you can't revise what you've plagiarized. You get what I'm saying? So asking for 60 minutes of your best work. I want to see your writing. Y'all are beautiful writers. You can do this without any internet help. If you have questions throughout it, email me, but don't get too bogged down by stuff. I want you to just jump into it like I'm not there, because I'm not going to be there when you start doing this, when you take the exam. Okay, see y'all later.